Good day everyone, this is Patrick from EasyFX Code Trading System, and it is Sunday the 20th of October 2019, and this is the weekly analysis for Euro, Cable and Aussie dollar for the 4th week of October. Let's take a look at the Euro dollar, and over the last 3 days of the week it has managed to find support from the 110 psychological level and pushed up over the last 3 days to break higher above 111. Closed the week at 111.68, and this was due to the Brexit deal being finalized between the EU and the UK, and as well as started off with positive economic zoo sentiment figures on the Tuesday that caused the rebound, and coupled with poor US economic data over the last couple of days with lower than expected retail sales figures and weak Philly Fed manufacturing index figures on Wednesday and Thursday, and this also helped to fuel the rally for the euro, and we'll see whether it will continue higher towards the 112 level, where there's the 200 daily EMA coming down at 112.07, so this will be a critical resistance zone. If it does hit it, it will expect some retracement and pullback lower. Let's take a look at the 4-hour time frame, and you can see that it has been making higher lows since the rebound, and it is was moving up in the bullish channel and has broken out higher above that bullish channel now. Let's go back to the daily time frame, and yes, once it has managed to break out from the bullish channel and attempting to target the 112 level. Intermediate resistance at 62 fib retracement level, and we'll see early in the week whether it's able to hit the 112, and as well as any developments on the Brexit vote in UK Parliament, which was delayed from Saturday. We'll speak more about that when we discuss the cable. And for next week, this coming week, there is the ECB rate decision coming up on Thursday, with President Mario Draghi's last policy meeting. And just prior to that as well, there are some flash PMIs coming out from the Eurozone, and that's the only major news for the euro. And there's also the only US economic news on the Thursday night as well, on at the same time as a press conference with the core durable goods orders figures. So we'll see whether the US data is following the trend of all the previous US economic data, which has been pretty poor, and which has been fueling further market anticipation of a Fed rate cut during the FOMC meeting the following week at the end of October. Right, let's move on to the cable, and it's been a volatile week as expected last week, with Brexit, last-minute Brexit negotiations, and eventually announcing a deal that's been worked out just before the economic summit on Thursday. But then it was a fine line whether the Parliament will be able to approve this new deal, and instead they made an amendment to delay to ensure that an extension is requested just in case the legislation falls through. So, and this also delayed the vote till likely next Tuesday, and this will give them further time as well to review all the details in the new deal. So next week is going to be another tense and volatile week for the cable and all the sterling pairs. There isn't any UK news scheduled for next week, so it's only Brexit that's on the table. Looking at the fall time frame, and based on this reversal fib, it's gone up to the 200 fib extension level, and just under the 1.300 psychological level. It's a major resistance zone here. Let's move back to the daily time frame, and if that is broken, then it opens up half to 132, but this will be the key resistance level for now. The fib, you can actually move to a bullish continuation setup as well, and it will also show 162 fib extension versus the 200 fib extension, also right at the 129.69 or 70 area. With the continuation, the 200 fib extension is at 132.06. With the reversal, it goes to 132.08. So either one is fine. You can use a continuation setup as well. So the if the Brexit deal is not approved, and extension will then be a real valid request, and the cable could tumble back down. There is support at 128, and further below that there's the daily 200 EMA at just above 126 as well. So next week will be crucial, and especially the vote on Tuesday. Right, moving on to the Aussie dollar. Aussie dollar as well has found support on the weekly S1 pivot and climbed back above the rising trend line with a strong bullish close on the Thursday, with positive jobs report, and continued higher on the Friday due to taking advantage of poor US economic data for the last couple of days as well, and reaching the resistance zone, just under the resistance zone now. So we'll see whether it's able to break out higher and target the 50 fib retracement level at 0.6876. Right, we'll watch out for the new weekly pivots for next week for all the pairs as well. And if I mark a fib retrace, fib reversal setup, then yes, there's the 162 fib extension is at 0.6864, and the 200 fib extension is just below the 0.6900 level, 0.6897, so that's definitely the next key resistance level. Once this zone is breached. So let's take a look on the forward time frame. So now that is broken above this resistance, intermediate resistance zone, it's a possible intermediate support, and possible target at the 50 fib retracement level. Okay, so for next week there isn't any Aussie related news as well, so news is pretty light for next week. It's only a ECB rate decision and the US core durable goods orders on Thursday. So we'll see what the technical moves are on Tuesday and Thursday. Do watch out as well for my other videos on spot gold and dollar yen, and the weekly Ichimoku analysis for euro and cable as well. Meanwhile, have a good trading week and cheers.